Good morning, students. As we discussed in the last last few lectures, we have already covered the numerical solution of ordinary differential equation. I suppose that now the students they are preparing for their major examination, keeping that view in mind. Now today I am going to present the remaining part of numerical integration. So let us look the numerical integration. Uh, the process of evaluating a definite integral from a set of tabulated values of the integrand fx is called numerical integration. We know that the definite integral we always define a to b fx dx is equal to fb minus f of a, where a is the lower sum and b is the upper sum. Okay. The integral calculus, if you go in integral calculus, then this is the branch of calculus which deals with functions to be integrated. Integration is the reverse process of differentiation. The function to be integrated is referred to as integrand, while the result of an integration is called integral. So this is the basic. Just I wanted to revise this basic also before starting the numerical integration. Okay. So now what is the meaning of integration where in applied mathematics where we use this integration, and what is the numerical integration as I discussed in the first PPT. Again you look, if this the process of measuring the area under a curve. This is the application of definite integral. Again I am repeating the process of measuring the area under a curve. And what is the curve? A to b fx dx. It is very nicely sketched here. This is the area between the ordinate x is equal to a and x is equal to b is the ordinate, and of course y is equal to fx is a function. Then this area in between a to b along with the curve y is equal to fx, and this fx may be any kind of the function, any kind of the function y is equal to fx. That means any kind of the function, and accordingly the shape will be changed. So here fx is the integrand, a is the lower limit of integration, and b is called upper limit of the integration. So now it means in numerical analysis the Newton-Cotes formula. You know, if this all the numerical integration emerges with the Newton-Cotes formula. So Newton has already given a very beautiful formula that is called in combination with Cotes, and because of that this formula is called Newton-Cotes formula. Also called the Newton-Cotes quadrature rules, are simply Newton-Cotes rules are a group of formula for numerical integration, are also called quadrature, based on evaluating the integrand at equally spaced points. So in a separate lecture, if required, then I will discuss what is the meaning of Newton quadrature formula, but it is advised to all the viewers, you can look in any book what is the Newton quadrature formula. They are named after Isaac Newton and Roger Cotes. So with the both scientists' name, this formula is known as Newton-Cotes formula. The Newton-Cotes formula can be useful. The value of the integrand at equally spaced point is given. If the equally spaced points are given, then this formula is very much validated. And you know, this is already whenever we call the definite integral, then always we study the set of properties of definite integral. So it is also advised to viewers, before going to numerical integration, at least you go through and remember all the definite properties, definite integral properties. That may be also useful at some places if you are doing the various different kind of the integration. So at least you very quickly you may revise this. Here this is already that for the first numerical integration we are going to address, that is the trapezoidal rule. Okay. So again I am repeating, just you look the Newton-Cotes formula, and after putting the different value of n in numerical Newton-Cotes formula, you will get different methods. If you will put n is equal to 1, then you will get trapezoidal rule. The first rule we are going to discuss, the trapezoidal rule for under the numerical integration. just to look what is the meaning of trapezoidal rule. The more trapeziums, like the name is trapezoidal, so trapeziums like this trapezium, the second, third, fourth, these are the trapeziums. Trapeziums, the area is divided into the more accurate the estimate. Suppose we wish to find the area under the curve y is equal to fx. Between x is equal to a and x is equal to b. Let us suppose this is the point x is equal to a and this is the point x is equal to b, and we want to calculate the area. Then they are equally spaced. You can take the ordinate with equally spaced, like this ordinate is y0, this is y1, this is y2, this is y3, and this is y4, and everywhere this is it is equally spaced. Then we can divide the area into 4 trapeziums of equal width h. You can divide into the 5 also, 6 also, as per your choice. Okay, the parallel sides of the 4 trapeziums are given by the 5 ordinates, already y0, y1, y2, y3, and y4. Okay, so this is already given. So it is, you can observe in general, if there are n trapeziums, how many trapeziums are here? Just to look the green set, 1, 2, 3, 4. But how many ordinates? Ordinates are 5 ordinates. It means that in general, if there are n trapeziums, there will be n plus 1 ordinates. Okay, so this is the general rule. Now, what is the trapezoidal rule? If the approximate area using the trapezoidal rule is a to b of dx is equal to, then the basic mathematics geometry you can say just you can note y naught, the sum of the ordinate divided by 2, the half of h is the spacing, and y naught plus y1 plus half h of y1 plus y2 plus half h of y2 plus y3 plus half h of y3 plus y4. Now in combining all these values, you will get half of h, y naught plus 2 times y1 plus 2 times y2 plus 2 times y3 plus y4. So you can notice here, if first ordinate, what is the formula? The first ordinate plus last ordinate and plus 2 times all other ordinate. So this is the formula. The ordinates have to be spaced out evenly so that the width of the each trapezium is the same, and you can find out if for n trapezium, let us suppose n trapezium means n subdivision you can make. Okay, then accordingly you can calculate h, and what will be the value of h? H will be b minus a by n. In general, the trapezium rule with n trapezium is in generalized form. You can write the generalized form as this: half of h, as I said, y naught, sometimes some authors they used to write y naught plus yn, means first and last, and then 2 times all other ordinates, means y1 plus 2y2 plus 2y3 up to 2yn minus 1. So this is about the trapezoidal rule. How it works? Trapezoid is one kind of rectangle. Means this is the geometry just I want an insight of all the viewers. It is kind of rectangle which has 4 sides, and minimum 2 sides are parallel. Here, just to look, you can construct any kind of trapezium, but this geometry you have always keep in mind. The minimum 2 sides must be parallel. If here B1 and B2 are parallel, this is remaining other sides A and C, then area is B1 plus B2 by 2 into H. So this formula has been used to compute the trapezoidal rule in the previous slides. So now, what is the application? Okay, so application is, of course, the trapezoidal rule is one of the family members of the numerical integration formula. As I said, after putting the value of n is equal to 1, we can develop the trapezoidal rule. Now the trapezoidal rule has faster convergence, okay, and moreover, the trapezoidal rule tends to become extremely accurate than periodic functions. Okay, we know many functions are periodic functions. Also, if you say y is equal to fx, so y is equal to fx may be any function, but some functions are known as periodic function also, like sine 2x. Sine 2x is periodic functions, sine 4x is periodic function, sine ax is periodic function with a different period. Sine, cosine, trigonometric, and x square, many functions you know that is periodic function. Now, what is the conclusion here? In this sense, the trapezoidal method can be applied accurately for non-periodic functions. Okay, so you mind it. This is trapezoidal rule is best suitable for non-periodic functions. Okay, also in terms of periodic integrals, when periodic functions are integrated over their periods, trapezoidal rule looks for extremely accurate. Okay, so like this, this is periodic integral function. Okay. Now, after this, I will address the numerical problem separately on the Blackboard mode, and I will keep that video also for the practice to the students. But in this series, as I said, key numerical integration in majority of engineering colleges, for the majority of engineering students, only 3 methods are in the course. First is trapezoidal, another is Simpson's 1/3, and the next is Simpson 3/8. So I am going to address other two also here in this PPT. Then separately I will discuss the question in a separate one. Okay, the Simpson's 1/3 rule I am going to address. So what is the basic idea of the Simpson's 1/3? This formula emerges when the Newton-Cotes formula you will put the value of n is equal to 2. Again I am repeating, for value n is equal to 1 in Newton-Cotes formula you will get trapezoidal rule. For value n is equal to 2 we will get Simpson's 1/3 rule. Then you will get, just to look a to b, x naught x2, f of x dx plus x2 x4 and so on. Here xn minus 1, xn minus 4 to xn minus 2 and fx dx and so on. So this divide the x-axis into equally spaced division, apply Simpson's 1/3 rule over each interval, sum up those results. Okay, so just you can sum up all the results and we will get the rule. So what is the summary and how you have to remember and what is the formula? Here you can look with Simpson's rule for estimating, and area is a to b y dx is equal to h by 3 y naught plus 4y1. After just you look after calculation, after summing all the ordinates, as I shown in the case of trapezoidal rule, here you will get 4 times y1 plus 2 times y2 plus 4 times y3 plus 2 times y4 and so on. Means the general term you can note down 2yn minus 2 plus 4 times yn minus 1 plus yn. It means here you can remember like this, if h by 3 y naught plus yn means first and last term there is no coefficient, then 4 times always the odd ordinates. Odd ordinates means y1 plus y3 plus y5 and so on, and then 2 times even ordinates. So this is the way how to remember the formula. Means 2 times y2 plus 2 times y4 up to 2 times yn minus 2. So now where n is the number of the stress and must be even. Notice the symmetry in the formula. As I said, if this is the symmetry, you can write the number of ordinates y value is odd. The width h of each strip is given by h is b minus a by n, and a is the left hand limit of integration, and the first value of x. The accuracy can be improved by increasing n. So you always remember in numerical integration, if you will increase the number of strips, then accuracy will always better. Okay, so it means stability and accuracy both may be increased if you are increasing the number of values. Sometimes due to our own limitation, we consider always the value of n as 4 or 5 or 6, but if you go now in these days for the computational calculation, then you can increase the number of strips more. So now it means approximation using Simpson's rule in the short form you can write like this: it is h by 3 dm plus 4 dm plus dl. dl. So h is the distance between successive measurement, dm means the first measurement, and dm means the middle measurement, and dl means last measurement. So what is the error here? The error in the truncation error in Simpson's 1/3 rule is of the order h power 4, and the total error is given by b minus a by 180 h power 4 y power 4th order, y 4th order of x, where this x bar is the largest of the 4th derivative. Okay, so now this is about the Simpson's 1/3. Similarly, with this, by putting n is equal to 3, you can develop the Simpson's 3/8. So what is the formula for Simpson's 3/8? Just to go through, ex not to be xn, y dx the same, the area is 3h by 8. Here it will be changed, but in Simpson's 1/3 it was h by 3. But Simpson's 3/8 it is 3h by 8, and first and last ordinate means y naught plus yn plus 3 times all other ordinates, means y1 plus y2 plus y4 except the multiple of 3. So here all other ordinates except the multiple of 3, and plus 2 times the multiple of 3 means y3 plus y6 plus yn and so on. So this is about Simpson's 3 by 8. Now here in a problem I will show how you can go for the calculation, computational procedure. Okay, let us suppose it is given that x is equal to different values 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and y is a function that is 1 by 1 plus x. Then a different value of x, first of all, if it is not given, then you can find out the value with the help of your scientific calculator. So, and if it is given, then it's okay. Just after putting the value here x, just to put here 2, so 1 by 1 plus 2 plus 3 means 1 by 3, that is 0.3333. It is given here 0.25, 0.2, 0.1666, 0.1428, 0.125 and 0.1111. It is given. Now Simpson's 1 by third rule, just to look at how many ordinates, that is how many values. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 values are there. Here it means we will go y0 to y6. There are, again I said, if you are going, that is 1 n plus 1. N plus 1 means you have to go 0 to 6 means y0 to y6. So just you sketch the formula for this problem. That is h by 3 y0 plus 4 times all the ordinate. All the ordinates means y1 plus y3 plus y5 plus 2 times even means here the odd and here the even means y2 plus y4 and then last is y6. Okay, so this is the formula for this problem exclusive. So after putting all the values, you will get 1.0988. This is the answer by using Simpson's 1/3 rule. Now similarly you can go other interior. Let us suppose this interior 0 to 4x equal to 8 dx and you want to integrate with the help of Simpson's 1/3 and Simpson's 3 by 8. The same problem. Then you can check and you can evaluate as per your choice and here you will get this is 8240. The value will be 8240.411, the value of I. Okay, and similarly you can know what is the error. Okay, the error is also you can calculate here absolute error, that is minus 57.96%. But here in Simpson's 3 by 8, just to check 3 by 8, you will get the same problem 6819.209. Just to notice 8240 and here 6819. Problem is 1 means the difference is in technique. But what is the error? Error here that is reduced, that is minus 30.71%. Okay, so this is how you can compare both the rules, Simpson's 1/3 and Simpson's 3 by 8. Now, if you want to compare and write something about both the rules, then you have to look this. The Simpson's 1/3 rule and Simpson's 3 by 8 rule have the same order of the error of order 4. Simpson's 1/3 rule requires even number of segments and Simpson's 3 by 8 rule requires multiple of the 3 segments, and both the methods require evenly spaced data points. Okay, for all the this formula n is equal to 6, you can go and you can look the different formula also, and you can develop for any value of n, you can develop the formula. Now what is the Simpson's 3 by 8 rule? If you want to summarize, then you can say the Simpson's 3 by 8 is very similar to the Simpson's method that we already learned in the classroom also or from the books. That is, they are very similar to each other. The different is Simpson's 3 by 8 method uses a 3rd degree polynomial cubic. Mind it, this is very important sentence. If this is in Simpson's 3 by 8, we use the 3rd degree polynomial to estimate the curve. You are trying to find the integral of y. Simpson's method, that is 1/3 method, uses a 2nd degree polynomial. So this is the main, means quadratic. So this is the main difference between Simpson's 3 by 8 and Simpson's 1/3. If you address cubic in Simpson's 3 by 8 and in Simpson's 1/3 we address the quadratic. Okay, so in this way I think we have already completed this all the numerical integration, and in a separate video I will discuss some numerical problem more on one problem on each trapezoidal, Simpson's 1/3 and Simpson's 3 by 8. Thank you very much. Thank you. Stay safe. Thank you.